Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Tuesday. We got some good news for Bitfarms provided their operational updates for January. So the Digihost, right now we're going to look at Bitfarms. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, see where it's at. We'll also look at the mining stocks, see how they did today as well. And then in tomorrow's video, I'll probably do the Digihost one and then see if anybody else updates their production updates for January. So as always, not for, financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall for scams. Spam posts get reported and deleted. And down below are the companies that I'm invested in or coins, just for full disclosure. So let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin right now is at 38,525. It peaked about 39,300 or so today. And I've drawn two lines here. One is on the RSI chart, on the 1 hour chart. And the other one is actually on the Bitcoin chart here. And we can see that the RSI is actually going down. We've seen this actually for the past couple of days here. And the price has been going up. So even if we update to the latest data that we have now, we can see that the chart is still showing that we are basically more or less a little bit going up, not so flat, but RSI is obviously coming down. So that's always a good sign for Bitcoin. It usually leads to further price appreciation in the short term on the 1 hour chart. So we'll have to see how this plays out, obviously. But if we look at the daily chart here on Bitcoin, we can see that we are excuse me, obviously above the support here of 37,500. And let's put in the lines on the daily lines. And we can see that we battled obviously today with the 20-day moving average. We went up to it, touched it, came back down on it. I said this in yesterday's video that we may, battle with the 20 moving average for a little bit and then see if we can get above it. And then obviously our next resistance is going to be at the 40,600, 40,750 line right around there. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Obviously, we've had 2 green days, 1 red. We're starting out right now. We had 1 prior day here, and then we had 3 days here up, 1 down, 3 days up. So we're having a nice little trend going back up. We'll see how this long can sustain itself. But right now, RSI is still looking good. RSI is at 41 right now, so we're not in the overbought territory. We're not in the oversold. We're kind of in the middle range, which is good. And we're more or less coming down on it a little bit or going sideways flat on it while the price has been continuing to go up, which is good. So we want nice, slow, steady increases in Bitcoin. We don't want these huge rallies, that shock the RSI, get it to the overbought territory. So this is really good. I'm happy with this. Let's take a look at Ethereum as well. While we're at it here, Ethereum is also battling the 20-day moving average here. You can see yesterday it battled it, or today, basically the time change was about an hour ago or so. And we battled it again here. So we're battling that 20-day moving average. If we can get above it, our next, obviously, battle will be with the 100-day moving average. And then possibly we'll see if we can have some resistance here, probably at the 3,080 mark or somewhere right around there, pretty close to the 3,000 mark. We'll have some resistance as well. So we'll see how this plays out. The RSI on the daily chart on Ethereum is also looking good. So right now we're at 2,757, but everything's pointing to a pretty good continued growth here in the short term at least. We'll see further on down the road, see if anything changes from that. All right, so right now the Ethereum miners revenue, let's take a look at that, see how that's updated for the day. And that has actually jumped up, obviously, with Bitcoin price going up a little bit. And we'll take a look at the total hash rate. Total hash rate on the 7-day moving average has come down to 190. It was at 191 yesterday. And then if we look at the raw values on it, we can see that we are still kind of going back up on it. So obviously we have some news on Bitfarms. Bitfarms increased their production or hash rate a little bit in January. So we'll look at that as well. But first, let's take a look at the miners here, see how they did today. So Argo was up 2% to 102. It is battling with the 20-day moving average here, looks like on the charts. We'll see if it can go above it. RSI is still in the middle territory, so not overbought, not oversold. Bitfarms is up 6.56 today, and then after hours up another 1.28% to 390, and after hours up to 395 right now, and it is getting close to battling with the 20-day moving average as well. So a lot of the companies are going to be getting close to that 20-day moving average. You can see here on Cleanspark as well. It was up 7.59% today to 723, and it is getting close to that 20-day as well. So it's going to be battling it. So that could be our next resistance here. We see that cores obviously went above it here today. It was up 14.17% to 991, and it is up another 0.91% in after hours to basically $10 per share. Digihost is above the 10, and it is battling with, obviously, what is that? That is the 50-day moving average. Sorry guys, I gotta clear my throat here. All right, better. So they're battling with the 50-day now. They're above the 20, so we'll see if it can stay between the 20 and the 50 and get up higher than that. And then DMG was up 8.09% today to 48 cents. It is still quite a ways away from the 20-day moving average. RSI is in the middle territory, so it's looking good there as well. Hive is obviously getting close to the 20-day moving average here. It was up 6.03% today to 211. It is actually down a little bit in the after hours, 0.47% to basically $2.10. And we'll see if it can battle above this 20-day moving average here and possibly battle with the 50-day moving average. HUT8 was up 9.09% today to 648. It was up after hours as well to 1.54% to 658. And it went above the 20-day moving average here, so that's a good sign. Next battle it has to do probably will be with the 200-day and then followed by the 50-day if that happens. RSI is getting still in the middle. It's 46 or so. 46.92 on the RSI, so still pretty much in the middle range. Once we get above 70, that's when we start getting concerned a little bit. Iris Energy was up 5.01% today to 1383. It is flat after hours, and obviously Iris started trading in November, so we don't have a lot of data on them yet, but they are above the 20-day moving average for trading, and they're going to be battling with the 50-day moving average here shortly. Marathon was up 6.33% today to 2503. After hours, it's up 1.08% to 2530, and it is getting close as well to battling with the 20-day moving average. So everything's getting close to that 20-day moving average. Mawson obviously went above the 20-day moving average today. It was down actually 4.57% to 543. It is down also in the after hours, 4.24% down to 520. So let's see if there's any news that would make it go down. The only thing I can see is here it had 2 good days of pretty good gains, so maybe there's just some profit taking right now in Mawson. I don't see anything here in the news that would lead me to believe that there's an issue here. Yeah, I mean, right now it just looks like profit taking possibly from the last 2 days where we had pretty good gains on Mawson. Riot was up today 4.71% to 1669, and they are up after hours 0.9% to 1684, and they are also getting close to the 20-day moving average on that as well. Okay, so that covers all the miners here. Let's take a look at Bitfarms Report and see what they actually did for the month of January. So here's their operations and mining production update, and here's the interesting part that gets going. So what is his name? Emiliano Grodzicki, CEO of Bitfarms, stated the following. Further, I'm pleased to report that January 2022 production of 301 BTC represents an increase of 51% from January 2021. Continued Grodzicki. This strong year-over-year increase validates our growth model. And then here they go into explaining why they actually mined a little bit less than the previous month, and I think this makes sense. And we'll take a look at the numbers here to kind of coincide with this. So as part of our economic and ESG strategies, Bitfarms utilizes excess electricity generation and has been for several years party to energy curtailment programs at some of our farms in Quebec, said Geoff Murphy, president and COO of Bitfarms. As the province of Quebec is powered almost entirely with renewable hydropower, during the period from December through March, when Quebec is affected by colder weather, the electricity that would otherwise be in excess of community requirements throughout the rest of the year is sometimes needed to heat and power local homes and businesses. As a result, during these extremely cold periods, Hydro-Quebec and municipal utilities will occasionally invoke the energy curtailment programs. The energy curtailment programs are impacting production similar to prior winter periods as normal part of our operations. January is typically the most affected month, with seasonality moderating through February and March and limiting the impact on our overall mining operation to the most severe winter months. Facilitated by these programs, Bitfarms helps to stabilize the power grid, provide reliable electricity service to all Quebecois, reduce wasted electricity, and increase profits for the Hydro-Quebec and municipal utilities. which are reinvested in the communities where Bitfarms operates. The success of these programs over the last several years resulted in their province-wide adoption in 2022. So that's great. So obviously, they're kind of working hand in hand with the utilities, and obviously when utilities need more electricity, these guys are shutting down for them to provide the electricity to the local citizens. So that's fine with me. That's good to see as well. So I'm okay with that. So here's the mining production. So they reached 2.3 exahash effective January 23rd, 2022, up 100 petahash per second from December 2021. So obviously a nice increase there. 301 new BTC mined during January 2022, up 51% from January 2021. So nice increase as well. They are mining 9.5 plus BTC daily on average in January, equivalent to about 365,900 per day, and approximately 11.4 million for the month based on BTC price of 38,000 on January 31st, 2022. They did, let me see here, 299 BTC from mining in January deposited into custody. So those were deposited. So they now have 4,600 BTC in custody at January 31, 2022, inclusive of the 1,000 BTC purchased during the month, representing a total value of approximately 175 million based on BTC price of 38,000. So here's the January 22 mining operations. They increased operating capacity 9% from 106 megawatts to 116 megawatts of hydropower. Initiated production at the Paraguay farm, increasing farms and production to 7. Ended January with 280 megawatts in contracted capacity and 3 farms under development. Continued progress in building the Bunker and Ledger farms in Sherbrooke, with expected mining deliveries on track for deployment at the Bunker in the first quarter of 2022. Okay, so that's good to see that they're actually progressing there. Received and installed approximately 1,840 new miners. The Chinese New Year, which runs from January 31, 2022 through February 15, 2022, is expected to slow miner production and deliveries. Thus, most of the February deliveries are expected to occur in the latter half of the month. Okay. And ended the month with 47,360 contractually secured miners for scheduled deliveries through 2022. And then that is it. So overall, pretty good. Actually, very good month for them. I'm not going to complain about it. They did increase, obviously, their hash rate. They got miners installed, and they're doing good things with their other facilities. So they're getting those online as well. So that's good. So things are progressing. So let's take a look at the numbers here that I have for them. So I still have basically all of these miners here. They were ordered back in basically last year of March, and they're going to be coming online sometime this year. So I got them at 48,000 miners here. So I'm guessing some of these here, like maybe 700 of these here, are installed, and they might have taken offline maybe these 68,000. I don't know if it's worth taking those offline. As long as they have the power for them, I figure leave them in there. But I added in basically these miners here to get them up to the, the 2.3 exahash. I have them at right now 2.33. So we're really close to what they're at right now. And I have the miners basically mining for this month, 26 days, because they obviously stated that they're curtailing electricity usage and things like that to get them up to the 11.4 million that they are reporting that they made here. So that's where we have them right now. Based on that information, we can see, obviously we're still waiting on the details for the fourth quarter, which we have them at 43 million basically. And then third quarter was 44.7 and second quarter was for 36. So we'll see how this plays out. But right now we have them at 11.4 million for the month of January. And then we have it also. Oh, the other thing is I've updated this sheet obviously to include all the correct amount of days in each month. So if you see here, we got February for 28, March with 31, and April with 30, May with 31, June with 30 days, July with 31, August with 31, September with 30, October with 31, and November 30 and December 31. So this will give us a more accurate picture as far as what they're able to earn each month based on the number of days that are each month instead of going with the basic 30 days. So this is going to be far more accurate as far as predicting what they possibly could be making on that. So they are also expecting to get some more miners in February. So I'm guessing it'll be a portion of these. I don't know exactly how many of these are going to get here, but we'll obviously see how that comes out. So those will get added here in February, and they'll continue on going throughout the rest of the year. So we'll see the updated numbers affect that as well. couple of things that I've added also here is the market cap minus HODL. So right now, Bitcoin is at 38,654 roughly when I took this information down. They have 4,600 BTC HODL right now. So that value is basically 212 million US dollars. They have a market cap of 685 million. That is a 31% HODL to market cap. And each share of Bitfarms stock is basically $1.21 in their HODL position right now. The thing that I added here was to take a look at, see what is actually being, I don't know how to put this. I'm trying to figure out how investors are investing in the companies based on, is it on HODL or is it on hash rate growth? And I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So bear with me, and hopefully you guys maybe have some ideas as well. But here's what we got. So I'm taking the market cap minus the HODL, leaves us with 472 million. And then ASIC value, I'm basically taking all the ASICs that they have currently in operation now, multiplying that by basically $7,000 per miner on average to get their miners are basically valued at around 200 million right now. That leaves us 274 million from their market cap, which is basically, this would be, oh, how do I want to put this? This is basically the amount that's left over after you take out the ASICs value, the HODL value, and you're left with that amount of 274 million. You could also add into this as well. You could probably add infrastructure. So any facilities that they have, I don't know what the value of those is. Those could be, in excess of $50 to $100 million. So if you take that away from that, you're looking at maybe 174 million, which is based on their production, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out is what is the stock price based on production value, basically. I think that's what I'm getting at here. So from that, I'm taking this amount, dividing it by their potential future growth or future revenue this year. Obviously, this is going to increase, but I'm getting a price to earnings, future earnings ratio of 171. So 160 million potential revenue. If they don't get any new miners installed, they don't get anything else, everything stays the same, Bitcoin stays the same. We're at 1.71 future earnings basically on this number here, which is kind of outstanding. I think this is kind of ridiculous that it's this low, that investors are not valuing their future growth and income, but valuing it on basically just a portion of it. It seems like, you got so much money in here. 212 million of that is Bitcoin value. If Bitcoin goes up to 60,000 or something like that, back to 60,000, this is obviously going to increase as well. The Bitcoin value is going to increase, and so is, I'm guessing the stock is going to probably go up to maybe $10 or so. But at that point, the market cap will also increase as well. So kind of trying to figure out how this will work out once that happens, and trying to see, obviously, I think the number here that I want to shoot for is one that is companies that, well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out still. So that's the funny thing. I'm trying to figure this out while I'm doing this with you guys. I'm trying to figure out what number is actually better. Is it a lower number that's better or a higher number? I'm thinking that a higher number is going to be better on this. I'm going to do this for the other miners as well when I get the data. And then I'll have a better idea as far as what numbers are better to look at for the valuing the companies. Basically, are they undervalued, overvalued? I think right now they're still all undervalued based without even that information there. But I thought it was kind of interesting to put that in there. So take it for what it is. And then here I also added, so dollars per petahash. So we're taking basically the amount that they're earning for the year, dividing it by the hash rate, so 2.3 exahash, which is 2,336 petahash, and we're getting basically 4,881 revenue per petahash on that. So we can gauge to see how profitable the miners are and efficiency, how efficient they are, I think, by this as well, and what they're actually earning per month on that. So that's something I'm going to look into gauging them by as well. So with all that information now, here's what we got. So I'm saying possibly, if everything stays the same right now, we're looking at 160.1 million roughly. 75 basically % of gross revenue would be net revenue. And then we're using the 20 price to earnings multiple. I'm saying the stock should be probably at 1374. But I think it's going to be a lot higher than that because they are going to be installing more miners. They are at 2.3. Future hash rate right now it's provided at 6.3 exahash. So they're only at 36.83% operational. So they still have basically another 2/3 to go before they get fully operational for this year. I know they want to get to 8 exahash. We'll have to see obviously what they provide as far as information in getting new miners and how they're going to get that. That will obviously increase as well, and we'll see how they can do that by the end of the year. Right now, their average hash rate per miner is 82,733, 28,243 miners roughly installed. So like I said, they're still got a long ways to go. Price is right now at $390, way undervalued in my opinion. And if we're looking at the past 3 quarters plus potential for this quarter I'm looking to possibly be at 37 million. We'll see where Bitcoin price is. This obviously doesn't account for any new miners that gets installed in February or March. That will obviously increase. If Bitcoin stays where it's at, it'll increase the amount they earn. You could also increase the amount they earn even if Bitcoin goes down a little bit. So this is just a snapshot right now in time where they could be at. So that gives us a combined total of 162 million for the 4 quarters, 3 previous, this current quarter. And then that way we're looking at 50% net from gross revenue. We would be at 924, possibly with a price to earnings multiple of 20. And then if we use 75% net from gross, we're looking at basically 1387 with price to earnings multiple of 20. If we use a lower multiple, I can't do it here. I would have to update it. But if you're using 10, you're looking at basically $7 roughly per share. So they're still way undervalued in my opinion, even if you use that. So let me know what you guys think of the numbers. Obviously a lot of stuff. And then if you guys have a better way of trying to figure out how much is actually being invested based on their hash rate, not HODL, because right now the HODL obviously it's ridiculous. 31% of their market cap is their BTC value. So obviously the future hash rate is not accounted for in this market cap right here. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching. Obviously, it's been a great 2 days we've had. Well, if you include Friday, we've had pretty much all green days here recently. So hopefully Bitcoin has bottomed. We'll see how this plays out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for watching. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It helps me out tremendously. And we'll see you guys tomorrow when we do Digihost and see if anybody else posts anything new. So that's all I got for you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.